What's up, guys? Coach Matt and YouGoProBaseball.com. I'm here with JT Williamson, S4 Sports Academy, one of my best friends in the world, college roommate. We played together in JUCO and at Auburn University. In this video, he's going to share with you guys some outfield tips. He was a great outfielder, smaller guy. Didn't get a chance to play at Auburn right away because who wants a 5'6", 150-pound Division I athlete?
Not me.
But he did it, and he proved everybody wrong. And he's going to talk about some tips that helped him as an outfielder in general. So if you're an outfielder and you want to learn some tips to be a better outfielder, but also as a smaller guy, because he didn't have the best arm in the world, right? Nope. You had to do some other things really good.
That's right.
to be a Division I outfielder. We're going to talk about that in this video. But before we get into that, he's got something really cool that he's got going on that I want you to check out right now.
Schooling looks a lot different right now. More kids than ever are doing school without actually going to school. So the question is, what are your kids doing for PE? I'm Coach JT, and I've been coaching and training kids in PE since 2012. S4 at Home is made up of video lessons that your children can watch to learn proper exercises and sports techniques. It consists of 24 lessons where I will teach your kids right in your own yard. So check us out today. Click the link below to get more information or sign up right now. Let's get active.
Again, you can check that out at the link down below, but let's get into the outfield tips. What were some of the things that you did to really make you a great outfielder?
Well, and again, to what you spoke to earlier, I was a right fielder, but I didn't have a great arm. It was one of those situations where they liked my bat, and there were much better players than me in left and center, so they just had to find a place for me. But as we all know, as a corner outfielder, certainly in right field, you have to have that big arm. You got to be able to make that throw from right field all the way to third base on a guy trying to go first to third. So for me, it was never going to be a case of me just taking the ball and airmailing it all the way to the bag. I probably would have had to stop and pick it up again, if we're being honest. So for me, it was all about precision. It was precision and speed. How am I going to get that ball out of my hand and to the next guy, my cutoff? I was always a big cutoff guy. How am I going to get this ball to the cutoff man as quickly as possible, and then also put him in the best position to make the next play?
Now, so what were some of the things that you were focused on when that happened? Like, let's talk about, because obviously the ball can be hit many different ways, on the ground this way, straight at you, over your head this way. Like, how were you trying to read the ball off the bat?
That's right. So a fly ball is probably the case in which body position makes the most difference, okay? So body position, on top of body position, also glove position, So in the case of, a fly ball, whether hit right at me, to my right or my left, my goal was as soon as I could to track that ball and figure out where it was going to land so that I could set up in position to be ready to throw. So, and certainly you're taught this from a young age, that you don't just want to coast to the ball, right? We don't want to just catch the ball as we're running, then have to regather ourselves and make a good play. So what I always try to do, again, after I had identified where the ball was coming, get to that spot, get myself in position, I'm left-handed, so right leg in front. As I caught the ball, I always wanted to catch the ball up in front of my face, right? As I catch that ball to the side, one side or the other, that's just more movement that I've got to take with the ball back to my actual throwing position, right? I'm not going to catch it here, pull it out, and then throw it. So what I want to do is I want to catch it ahead, get that transition. So as soon as that ball came down, I would go straight into my throwing motion. Right, so it was all about, as soon as you catch it, boom, down. Catch that ball, boom, down, already ready to throw.
Now, let's talk about the read, like obviously having a good read off of the bat, a good route to the ball. You just talk about that. What are you looking for? Is there anything you're looking for in a batter as far as like when he's swinging, things that you notice, maybe righty versus lefty, anything like that?
Some of that is repetition, right? You're not going to know every batter. I imagine that certainly in the case of Little League and probably even high school, you're not going to be able to watch BP or anything like that from the opposing team. So for you as an outfielder, it's going to be getting as many of those reps as you can in practice, even if it's only off your own teammates, right? You will recognize things in a swing that maybe somebody on your teammate has in common with an opposing player. You know, particularly in right field, really either of the corner outfield positions, but ball coming opposite field. So if I'm in right field and a right-handed hitter is hitting, most times that ball is going to move right to left for the outfielder, right? So I'm going to see it as best I can, track the spin. If the ball starts way over here, I know that I don't want to turn open this way if it's ultimately going to come back to me in this position.
And that's a tough one because instinctively you're seeing the ball hit over this shoulder, so instinctively you want to turn this way to run. But the more reps you get and the more you understand it, you could see that ball over this shoulder and open up this way because you know eventually that's where it's going to end up being. So understanding that after some reps is really good. What about as far as like the transfer after the catch? And like, were you a guy, and I already know the answer, but were you a guy who did like a big crow hop, or were you more of like a shuffle quick and get it out? Like, what is your strategy with that?
Again, everybody's different. You know, if you are the big hose cannon guy that's gonna be able to make that beeline straight to the third base bag, that's when you do want to take that couple extra seconds to get as much into it as you can. In my case, the second baseman or the shortstop, if it's a deeper cut, was always gonna have a better arm than me anyway. So my goal, I want to get to them as quickly as I can and then give us a better chance at the play. And then also, if it's screwed up, it's their fault, right? So what I would do, I was a big, take the ball, obviously the down foot, get up, throw with just a short crow hop. I mean, almost to where you wouldn't call it a crow hop. I'm just taking that ball and going right away, getting the ball out as quickly as possible. Again, on the fly balls, for me, the key was being precise with my movement, right? I always wanted, as soon as I knew where that ball was coming, to set up in that same spot every time, so that as soon as that ball came through my glove, it was just a slight bring down, grab that ball out, and then go straight down. I mean, I didn't have a great arm, but I taught myself how to be straight over the top, because of course, as an outfielder and as a lefty, the ball wants to tail a little bit. So you got to teach yourself how to get on top of that ball, hit your cutoff man. So again, let's use that example of third base, of throwing a guy out at third base, right? So in most cases, in every case, if you've got, your second baseman is set up properly, they're going to be set up in this position, right? So glove this way, you don't want to throw the ball over the right shoulder. You want that ball to come inside, so anywhere that they go and get it, they're going to be able to go right to their transfer and throw to third base.
Right, and it's going to be quicker for them to turn that way. Turn glove side versus reach over here and come back or spin the other way. Much quicker. Also, the ball travels faster in the air than it does in your hand, right? So the quicker you can get it out of your hand and the quicker they can get it out of their hand, the faster you're going to get to the ball to the destination.
That's right.
Right? So the faster you get it here, boom, and out, even if it's a half a second difference from a big crow hop, that's a half a second the ball's traveling in the air at a fast rate of speed.
That's right.
And then same thing, if you make a bad throw here, the time that it takes for him to catch this, the cutoff man, catch it here, turn, the ball's in his hand this whole time until he releases it. But if he gets a perfect throw right here, he can boom, boom, and it's back traveling in the air at a faster rate. So you can actually cut off a ton of time just by cutting down the transitions and the time that the ball is in your hand. That's right. So that is huge. So just to go over kind of everything we talked about, having a good read off of the bat, having a good route to the ball, being quick out of your hand. What else did we talk about?
Getting set up in that proper position, right? You want to be as efficient as you can with your movement. And then, something I didn't touch on, but you just did, is making an accurate throw is maybe the top thing, right? You want to, and the best way to make an accurate throw is to have your body in a good position, right? If I'm grabbing the ball and bringing it back, or moving as I'm catching and trying to throw off balance, the likelihood that I'm going to be able to make an accurate throw decreases significantly. So you want to do everything you can to just cut down on that wasted movement, get it in as quickly and as accurately as you can. That's how you're going to get people out. And here's the deal. And coaches told me this many times. They didn't care that I had a bad arm as long as I made the right play. You might have, if you have this huge big arm, but you're throwing it all over the field, they'd rather have me, right? They want what they can trust. Coaches want to know that they're going to be able to make those easy plays, and these are things that just come from repetition and having a goal when you're working on something. I can tell you right now, you're not going to get into this proper position unless you work on it every day, every practice.
Not even throwing it inaccurately, but just not being aware of the situation and throwing it to the wrong bag, like,
right.
Not paying attention. So that's, number 6 would be accurate throw. Number 7 would be staying over the top. I forgot that one.
That's right.
And number 8 would just be staying in the game. So
That's right.
those are 8 great outfield tips right there.
Anticipation.
Right. I love it. I love it. Great tips. We've made a video about your story, being a smaller guy and how you were able to go from not playing your junior year to getting a scholarship at a Division I school, as a 5'6", 150-pound outfielder with not a great arm. Not many people look.
What else was I not good at?
That's a whole nother video.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. But great tips. I love it. Go check out S4 Sports Academy at Home program. I'll leave the link down below. Really cool stuff over there. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.